All right, moving on to our next game. This is, oh, this one is a big one. This one's fun. This is Sheriff. Looks like this would be our very first game by a company called Nintendo. At this point, it's 1979. I've never heard of Nintendo. Maybe they'll amount to something. Let's take a look at the artwork for Sheriff in the arcades. This was the, possibly the Japanese advertisement flyer, because it's very simple, showing all the different arcade cabinets. And then there's the example. There we go. 1979 wood grain. You can see there is a damsel in distress being chased by a bunch of banditos. And then we have, it looks like simple controls. We have the control panel. There we go. We just have move with the joystick and one button to fire, it looks like. And it looks like the damsel in distress is pretty Priscilla, which is funny because the next biggest game is going to be Pauline and Priscilla. And we just heard from the chat, Chiptune Chronicle says that's a unique cocktail cabinet. Yeah, over here, this is, we haven't seen one that looks like the bottom left one. That's the first cocktail cabinet we've seen looking like that. We have seen plenty in the top right. That's what the majority of them look like, but very unique. Yeah, I'd never seen that one before. Yeah, for controls, looks like just moving around and firing, and then programmed in color. Love it. Okay, here's the manual, operating manual for Sheriff in the arcades. Let's see if they tell us about Sheriff or how the game plays, because at the time, how to explain a video game or what a video game was a lot different than how we would explain it now. Let's see if this has anything for us. No, so this manual is just the operator manual telling us about the PCB. All right, so for additional, there's another version called Western Gun Part 2, but we won't play that. We'll play the original. All right, it's November 1979. We're playing Sheriff in the arcades by Nintendo. This is the very first Nintendo game we played on our channel, playing every video game. And there you go. So attract mode is playing it by itself. Let's take a look if we see some different artwork for this one. They gave us, looks like just a normal bezel, and that's all we have. So we'll keep that out. It looks pretty good. All right, let's put a coin in and see what happens. There we go, getting the Western theme going. All right, so push the one-player button on the control panel. Anything? There we go. It had some time, I guess, to wait after I pushed it. Okay, here we go. So I am the Sheriff. I am the yellow guy in the middle. And right now when I move the joystick, very stiff controls. I'm not using, it looks like the diagonal works, but I got a little latency. I can't move super quick. And the banditos are running around the sides, and it looks like I am just shooting. Yeah, so I have a chance to aim. And wherever I'm pointing when I push the gun to shoot, then I shoot. So it's actually not very smooth controls. This is the first time I ever played this one. But I got different places I can point the gun, and once I point in that direction, then I'm pretty much committed to make the shot. And we probably are knocking out all the banditos. The manual for the arcade cabinet really wasn't super helpful on telling us what to do. I'm just making it up. Oh, wait a second. There we go. So you gotta aim in the direction and then make the shot. Come here, buddy. All right, so they came on the screen. I did not know that was gonna happen. And they're just surrounding me. This is the very first game by Nintendo. Can we get, there we go. So I have to push a button to shoot where the next place I'm gonna aim at is. Can I get the, oh, can I get the condor? Okay, it looks like I missed him. There we go. All right, and they're speeding up, similar to what we saw in Space Invaders in '78. But totally different idea. So we're not just going from the bottom, shooting at the top. Now we got enemies all over the place. No, get over there. There we go. Oh, no, here comes more. Come on. Good. I can't believe I'm lasting this long. Usually with every game I play for the first time, I don't do very well. I don't believe this. I'm getting to the very end already. All right, come on, buddy. All right, he's coming on. Yep, and they sped him up so fast. There we go. I don't believe it. And there she is, Priscilla. The first damsel in distress Nintendo ever made. I always thought it was Pauline from Donkey Kong. And then game continues, like most arcade games, just gets progressively more and more difficult. And that's why a lot of these games we can breeze through from the 1970s and everything we played in the past. Once you played it for a few minutes, you got the general idea because it just keeps going faster and faster or progressively harder. And there's not a lot of, not as much depth, so we can quickly breeze through them. Boom, got the Condor, all right. All right, so that was Sheriff. That was not really the best play control. I was actually expecting to be a little smoother to control, but it was not. Maybe it was more rudimentary of the way that you control and aim. So I wouldn't give it like the best control for it. So the way we rate the games on a 5-star rating is based on the time they were released. So considering everything else we've seen, it is introducing something new. We have seen cowboys shooting themselves on the Atari console at home. And that's true. In the chat, Chiptune Chronicles was mentioning usually around the arcade cabinet, they give you instructions. And we have seen that in the past, but Sheriff did not have instructions. So we winged it. It worked. All right, we're going to go ahead and give this one still very good for the time. I'm going to give it above average, which is 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars for Sheriff, considering everything else we've seen up to this point.